So before we get started with the course, the very first thing we should look at is what exactly is Selenium. So Selenium is it's an open source test automation framework. So it's not a tool. It's not a tool because you cannot see Selenium. You cannot install Selenium. You don't get a exe file in Selenium. You don't get a setup file in Selenium. Like with other automation tools like QTP, UFT, you get a setup file, you double click on it, it gets installed on your machine, provide your platform where you can do record and play, you can do scripting. It's nothing like that with Selenium. It's basically a framework. A framework, you can also call it as an API, you can also call it as a project, or you can call it as a set of libraries. So it's an open source. Open source means there is no license required. It's completely free of cost, like other automation tools, QTP, UFT, RFT. They have got a huge license cost. A single user license cost is even quite expensive. If a company is going for a concurrent user license for 50 users, it is going to cost a huge amount to the company. Whereas all these functionalities Selenium provide absolutely free of cost. But Selenium is only for web-based automation testing. So you can only automate websites using Selenium. You cannot automate a desktop-based application. You cannot automate mobile application. You cannot automate APIs, web services. You cannot automate database. Selenium is only for web-based automation testing. Like we have different platform available where we can perform testing on desktop applications, on mobile applications, on database applications, on web services, and top of this is websites, right? Selenium comes over here. Selenium automates only and only the web-based projects. Whereas if we talk about QTP, it supports QTP, UFT, it supports websites as well as the desktop application. If we talk about mobile, we have another framework called as APM. If we talk about database, there are so many vendors like SQL, MySQL, NoSQL, Oracle, MongoDB, and number of frameworks are there. And if we talk about web services, we have a tool called Postman. We have a tool called REST. REST assured is not a tool. It's basically a framework for automating the web services. Postman is majorly for manual testing. So in case we are talking about Selenium, Selenium is basically a base for all level of testing, you can say. Because if you know Selenium, you can easily integrate all these things in one single project, in one single framework. Right, we'll be seeing all these things. We're gonna see how you can integrate the database part or the web services part. In my Selenium course, I've already covered all these things, all these integration. I have also created Solaris, Android, iOS. All these major platforms are supported. Whereas if we talk about QTP, it works only and only on Windows because QTP supports VBScript and VBScript runs only and only on Windows. Right, so this is one of the advantage of Selenium, that at times client can be using any operating system, right? He could work on any browser, and what he wants that his product should work fine on all major operating system. And these days, if you talk about product based or a project based like companies, majorly 75%, not even 75%, more than that, you're going to see all major projects are web-based these days. And that is the reason Selenium is like a prerequisite, because Selenium can automate anything and everything available over the web. And the best part, you need not to pay any license for it. Right. So there are various components in Selenium. There are various versions, like started with Selenium 1, then 2, then 3, and now Selenium 4. So 4 is the latest version, which we're going to talk about in this series. In the next lecture, we're going to understand the detailed architecture of Selenium 1, then 2, then 3, and then 4. And then we're going to see the complete journey of Selenium from beginning. right? And how Selenium how Selenium 4 came into the existence. So we are going to look at all these things in the next lecture, right? So that's about it. Thank you.